The statute of copyright gives two types of consequences. The civil consequences, that the author can file a suit against you for two different types of remedies. First, the injunction against the further exploitation of that property, and also to be compensated through the suit for damages. This is a civil consequence of the violation and infringement of the copyright. At the same time, under Section 63 of the Copyright Act, there is a provision for the criminal consequence of an infringement. If he lodges a complaint to the police against your illegal exploitation of his property, you are infringing the copyright. The consequence can be 6 months of imprisonment and a fine of rupees 50,000. So these are the consequences of the infringement of the copyright. And before I move to the another act, there's an important aspect which you must all remember, that the term of a copyright is generally 60 years. Either from the date of its first publication, or if it is not published and the author has died before its publication, then 60 years from the calendar year of the death of the author, the copyright shall remain in the ownership of the author, and the exploitation, the consideration for the exploitation of that property is called royalty. And the successors of the owner of the copyright will be entitled for the royalty of that product. So now that we are talking about an overview of the entire intellectual property rights, I have to cover all these statutes. And I hope sometime in future, if your principal allows and invites me, I shall be honored to give you detailed advanced knowledge of each statute. But in the meantime, let's move on to another statute called Trademarks Act of 1958, amended in 1999. Now, trademark is basically a combination of colors, device, label, name, numericals, word. Now, you can create a combination of your choice to develop a trademark. But the purpose of the trademark is that it must indicate the goods or services which you are trying to indicate through this mark. So basically, it must demonstrate and indicate graphically the service which you are providing under that mark. Now remember, in the trademark, what I stated, there can be a combination of colors, designs, devices, label, name, numericals, words, etc. But the identity of the owner is not revealed there. Once you start using a trademark, in the trademark there is no photograph of the owner of the trademark. So most of the time, these trademarks become so popular that you start identifying product on the basis of the trademark. For example, if you see two reverse L in the shape of T, you find that this automobile belongs to Tata. If you find a curvaceous M, you find this automobile belongs to Mahindra. Now, these are called trademarks. A design of a Maharaja graciously inviting you with a combination of colors of red and white, you can make out it's Air India. So that is how a trademark is created. Now, trademark is a very short way of defining your product. You need not to every time explain who are you, whose product is this, what are the services you are providing, what are your background, what is your, everything in a mark. And that mark identifies the whole product, the whole corporate house, the whole goodwill which it earned over the years. So it also becomes a property. Nobody else can produce another product and use this mark, because that is a mark of the property of the owner. And so you would find even the spare parts of these automobiles will have this mark. So you know this is the original spare part of this automobile. If that mark is missing, you know that this may be a duplicate. So that is why that is the importance of a trademark. The term of trademark usually is 20 years with an option of renewal. You can continue to renew. Sometimes some products, they change their design over the years. If you see 20 years back, the Tata logo was different than the present Tata logo. Earlier it was a different Tata. And these trademarks are not limited to automobile. They can be different consumer products, food items, cloth item, usual purchases which you do. Even the books you find have trademark of different publishers. And once you see that mark, you understand that you need not to go through the detail as to who is the publisher of this book. The very trademark signifies it. And similar to copyright, unauthorized use of the trademark is again called infringement of the trademark. And it has the penalty clauses under the statute of trademark. Now, as far as the trademark is concerned, it profits several people. First of all, the creation of a trademark definitely creates a very profitable situation for the proprietor of the trademark, because it becomes a property, and with the lapse of time, it enhances its value, its goodwill. The second category which gets profited from the creation of trademark is the government. Because you register the trademark with the government, which secures some fee from you. Because for the registration of the trademark, you have to pay a fees. And with every renewal, you have to pay the fees. So the government is profited by the creation of the trademark. Third category are the professionals who create trademark. There are artists who create that design, who make the combination of colors. And then there are lawyers, future lawyers like you, who help these proprietors to get the trademark registered with the trademark registry. Some of the lawyers who may turn litigators, or the counsel like me, appearing arguing counsel like me, will be profited when the litigation reaches to the court. So the professionals can be first half while registration, while creation, and then post infringement, if there is a litigation, the professionals who are dealing with the litigation are also profited. And the fourth category, which is profited by the creation of the trademark, is the consumer. Ultimately, the consumer identifies the product on the basis of a trademark. And then he is relaxed that he has purchased the original product, which comes with a guarantee, which has a goodwill. He need not to inquire further except to see that sign, that significance, that signature. That's all.